welcome back everybody to the channel here on the latest truck report news on the pickup trucks news segment of the channel. And we're going to be talking about today about the Chevrolet Colorado versus the Toyota Tacoma. And this is going to be what we call here the mid-size truck shootout spec. So I guess both of GM and Toyota are really trying to both capture the markets here on the mid-size segment for the pickup truck. So, and one thing that we do know for sure is with the new Colorado that immediately jumps out to us is the vaguely Tacoma escrow look as well. There are clearly similarities, I find anyways, with the boxier fenders. You know, they've got the thin headlights and larger grille, of course. And there are so many other ways to style the pickup, but each of these trucks deliver the goods when it comes to burly handsomeness, I think, anyway. So, the new Colorado is much the same size as the old one, is what they're saying here in this article, but with a few key features that mostly improves its looks. The front axle is moved forward, of course, on the Colorado this time, lengthening the wheelbase by 3.1 inches. Overall, and giving the truck a more assertive long hood appearance, which is kind of nice because, you know, a lot of these smaller trucks, they tend to have that, you know, that shorter front looking when it comes to the front of the truck with the engine hood and everything. So yeah, the change also puts the Chevy's wheelbase well beyond the equivalent crew cab short bed Tacomas by 4 inches. So that's pretty interesting. The Chevrolet Colorado is going to have a length of between 212 and 213 inches, while the Tacoma is going to have a length of 212 to 225 inches. The Chevrolet Colorado is going to have an 84.4 inch width, while the Tacoma is going to have a 74.75 inch width. So the Colorado's got to get a beat there in width. The height of the vehicle for the Chevy Colorado is going to be 78 inches, 0.9 inches actually, and the Tacoma is going to be 70 inches and 70.6 inches. So height-wise, you know, even the Colorado is even going to be a little taller as well. So yeah, now it's a good time to mention the Chevrolet will only sell the Colorado in 4-door crew cab form with the short 5-foot 2-inch bed. The Tacoma remains available in 2 other configurations: a stubby extended cab, long bed 6 foot, what they're saying here. So if you're looking for a longer bed, well, the Tacoma is going to offer that to you, and a crew cab long bed with a 140-inch wheelbase that yarns beyond the Colorado's 131-inch span. So, you know, those of you folks that are looking for a longer bed, you know, looks like you're going to have to go with the Tacoma. But overall length is similar between the two trucks. They're saying here overall length is similar between the two trucks at about 212 inches for regular Colorados, up to 213 inches and 212 inches for the Tacoma. So on average, they're both going to be pretty well the same length, you know, anywhere between the 212 and 213 inches roughly. So yeah, powertrains and fuel economy. So what they're saying here, the Tacoma shows its years with its barely acceptable entry-level engine, naturally aspirated 2.7 liter I4, making a paltry 59 horsepower. So it's 159 horsepower and 180 foot-pounds of torque, and hooked up to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Buyers can step up to the 3.5 liter V6 with a 278 horsepower and a 265 foot-pounds of torque, paired to either a 6-speed transmission or a 6-speed automatic. That would be for the Tacoma. Two-wheel drive is standard with 4-wheel drive optional. So for you Tacoma folks, 2-wheel drive is standard. So if you want a 4-wheel drive, you're going to have to order it 4-wheel drive because it's going to be optional. Chevrolet had a similar engine lineup before redesigning the Colorado, of course, offering a 2.5-liter i4 and a 3.6-liter V6, and available 2.8-liter turbo diesel i4. All three have been replaced. Listen here now. All three of those engines in the Colorado have been replaced with a single turbocharged gas 2.7-liter i4 that is way more modern than the Toyotas. It also comes in 3 power levels, but even the lowest is almost competitive with the Tacoma's V6, producing 237 horsepower and a solid 259 foot-pounds of torque. So, the Colorado, like their lowest base engine with the 4-cylinder, is still going to have a 237 horsepower and 259 foot-pounds of torque, which is really nice, actually. Mid-range Colorados via tuning changes deliver 310 horsepower and a mighty, listen to this now, 390 pounds of torque, foot-pounds of torque. And a top dog version makes the same 310 horsepower, but the torque is going to be a popping 430 foot-pounds of torque. So they're going to, deliver quite a punch here when it comes to horsepower and torque for the new Colorado. I'm going to be honest here, so which is pretty cool. The Colorado is going to have an 8-speed automatic for the transmission. The Toyota is going to have a 6-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual. So that's what they're saying here. So while the fuel economy figures the Colorado aren't out yet, is what they're saying, expect them to match or better the outgoing Colorado's V6 performance at 18 miles per gallon, 25 miles per gallon highway, and at 21 miles per gallon combined rear drive models, and 17, 24, and 19 miles per gallon city highway combined in 4-wheel drive versions. So on average, they're going to have 17, 24 to 19 mile per highway, city per highway combined in the 4-wheel drive versions here. The hardcore ZR2 model previously took a hit thanks to its lifted suspension, extra equipment, and big off-road tires, a trend we suspect will continue on the new Colorado. I really do like that ZR2 in the Colorado, personally. It's a really nice-looking truck. The Tacoma's fuel economy is actually a wash between the base 4-cylinder and the V6, another glaring for the i4 topping out at 21 miles per gallon combined. 2-wheel drive 4-cylinder Tacomas earn up to 21 miles per gallon city and 23 miles per gallon highway, with 4-wheel drive knocking those figures down by 1 miles per gallon across the board, is what they're saying. The V6 versions deliver for the Tacoma 19 miles per gallon city and 24 mile per gallon highway, losing about 1 miles per gallon and 2 miles per gallon highway with the 4-wheel drive. So towing and payload capacity here. The new Colorado can tow between 6,000 and 7,700 pounds, depending on which model is doing the towing. The Colorado ZR2 is limited to the low end of the range, while Trail Boss Z71, Work Truck, and the LT versions top out at the lineup's maximum 7,700 pounds. Okay, so payload capacities max out at 1,684 pounds on the Colorado, Work Truck, and LT variants, with the Z71 and Trail Boss dropping down to 1,587 pounds, and the ZR2 delivering only 1,151 pounds, so for payload. So max towing on the Colorado will be, for this one, so we've got the max towing listed here at Chevy Colorado, 6,000 pounds, the ZR2 at 7,700 pounds, Toyota Tacoma is going to have a 3,500 pounds towing capacity with the i4 and 6,800 pounds of the V6. The max payload for the Colorado will be 1,151 pounds ZR2 or 1,684 pounds with the work truck or the LT model, while the Tacoma was going to have 1,155 pounds, the V6 double cab, while the max payload for the Tacoma is also 1,685 pounds with the i4 access cab. Bed sizes, again, for the Colorado will be 5 foot 2 inch short, and the Tacoma 5 feet and up to 6 feet long as well. So again, for those of you folks that are looking for a longer bed, you probably want to go with the Tacoma. If you're looking for something with a little more horsepower and torque, well, you're going to have to go with the Colorado, of course. So yeah, so pretty cool, right? The off-road models will be coming out as well, so which is good. The pricing here and features, prices start as low as for the class around $26,650, but getting there is tricky. One must select an access cab 4-cylinder SR before opting for the utility package, an option that chops $1,715 from the MSRP while also removing the rear speakers and the rear cup holders, and weirdly the intermittent function from the windshield wipers as well. So that's the price of the Tacoma. They're going to start around $26,650. So that's what you will pay for something like that for the Tacoma. So the base price for the Colorados have not been listed yet, but the Tacoma is going to have it's going to start around, like I said, $26,650. The LT is going to be the SR5 model, of course, will be $30,155, and the Z71 versus the it's going to be the TRD model against the Colorado. So the TRD Sport will be $35,275. Pricing for the 23 Colorado lineup is forthcoming, so we're not quite sure with that yet for the Colorado. So yeah, so you've got some options there. The Colorado is also going to have 17-inch tires. The Z71 Trail Boss and the ZR2 represent increasingly wider takes on the idea of the off-road pickup segment, of course, with the ZR2 outgoing the rest with the Multimatic DSSV dampers, 2-inch suspension lift, locking differentials, rugged tires, and more. So, it's going to be interesting to see who wins a lot of the market here. If you're looking for an off-road truck with lots of horsepower, lots of torque, and a really, really nice, bold, aggressive styling here, I would personally go with the Chevy Colorado, of course. But if you're looking for a truck that's very capable off-road, of course, the Toyota Tacoma will also offer you a little bigger of a bed size. So for you folks that are looking for a little bigger bed size, you may want to go with the Tacoma. That's probably the only reason why I would go with it. But the Chevy Colorado is going to have, if you're not going ZR2, you're going to have a lot of payload and towing capacity there. So it should be interesting for the year 2023. So that's this segment of the Pickup Truck News. And again, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. And be well.